Hey, what's up guys? I want to make a video talking a little bit about home defense options. It's not going to be a really long video, just something I wanted to mention, something I think is a great idea. Just recently adopted this whole concept. But anyway, what you're looking at here is my Glock 36, which is a Glock chambered in 45 ACP, hold 6+1. And I'm looking at a Chloris NT10 flashlight. Both of these items sit on my end table. Every single night when I reside to my bed and I go to sleep for the night, I have these at arm's reach. And it is a great option. A gun and a good quality flashlight. However, for various reasons, this is not available to many of you. The three major reasons are: one, you're not in the US, and so guns are pretty much impossible for you to get. Two, you're just too young for guns. Or three, it's just too expensive of an option. A lot of foreign viewers, they love the gun videos, which I think is awesome. I think it's pretty cool that there's still a lot of people from different countries who have an interest in firearms, even though it's near impossible to obtain for them. I feel bad for them. I wish their laws can change, but you know, it is what it is for now. So this video is pretty much it's for anyone, but directed kind of towards the viewers who live outside the US. Now I say foreign because you're foreign to me, but it also works the other way around. If you live in France, then an American's a foreigner. You know what I'm saying. So anyway, guns are awesome options. But we can't all have guns, can't afford them, whatever. Flashlight, it's cool, but it's only gonna briefly, you know, if you use the strobe mode or something, it'll briefly distract a threat. It's not gonna take out the threat, nor will it stop it. It'll just buy you a little bit of time. For me, the flashlight is mainly just so that I can see. Its main purpose. But anyway, what I'm going to introduce to you is one of my favorite things in the world: knives. Now there's lots and lots of different kinds of knives. And for me to say, yeah, get a knife for defense is a great idea. However, I want to get even more specific, and that is a linoleum knife. A couple reasons why I suggest this. The biggest reason is availability and affordability. This knife you can find at pretty much any hardware store for anywhere between $2 and $5. Okay, most of the time it'll have a stainless steel blade, will have an oversized handle. They will all have a very extreme gut hook design. This one happens to be half serrated, half plain edge. But the purpose of these knives are, just as it suggests, to cut linoleum. Now, I'm going to briefly show you a demonstration of that in case you don't know. Linoleum is basically just a flooring. It's a plastic flooring. And I recently replaced the flooring in my the new house I'm at. So it's just in the kitchen. And I had to use this knife to do that. So I figured I would just show you briefly its effectiveness at cutting linoleum, as any sharp knife would do a good job. But this one, with the hawk bill there, it's very easy to get in there and cut it. Alright, so there's the obvious. It's a linoleum knife, and guess what? It cuts the linoleum pretty good. So, you know, whoop-de-doo, right? Again, the reason I'm suggesting this particular knife for a home defense option, there's several reasons. Again, the big reasons are going to be A, affordability. You're talking $3 or $4 most of the time at any hardware store. This one came from Lowe's, I believe. B, it's very available. Okay, there's hardware stores all across the United States, and I know there's hardware stores all around the world. I can only speak within the United States, but any kind of major hardware store will have this. All right, it's a very common item to find. So it's cheap, it's easy to find. Two great options. Thirdly, the blade design I think is extremely effective. And there's something that's not going to happen, and I'm going to talk about that in just a moment here. But first, let me talk about the blade design again. This is a kind of extreme hawkbill style blade where the tip obviously curves in like this. And what's great is that as you're cutting into something, in this case for defensive purposes, you're cutting into flesh. As you're dragging the blade across, all the material is going to bunch up in the side of the blade here, and that tip is just basically forced deeper and deeper into the material you're cutting. Okay, so you go do a slash or something, it's very, very nasty. Very, very effective. Not to mention intimidating for most people to see someone holding this and they know, you're going to attack them with it. It just doesn't look very good. You don't want to be part of that party. You know what I mean? It's not fun. And I'm willing to bet that 9 out of 10 times if someone is in your home while you're there, like a home invasion or theft, robbery, whatever, they really don't mean you any harm. They're trying to steal your crap and get out of there. They don't want to be shot. They don't want to get into a fight. They certainly don't want to get slashed up with a knife. All right, so when they see you, like I said, chances are, unless they have a weapon on them, they're going to flee. They might, if they have a gun, they might shoot at you as they're leaving, but most of the time, if you're one of those lucky people that happen to be invaded while you're home, most of the time they're going to want to get out of your house. They don't want to stick around to see what happens or to get into a fight, okay? Yes, there are crackheads and there are nutballs out there that just want to kill people, and that's a different situation, although it's probably very rare. But guns are awesome. They're a great hobby, but besides being a hobby, obviously they're a very effective defensive tool, and they will get the job done, but they're expensive and there's a lot of legalities that surround them. Knives are awesome because they're legal everywhere. A little fixed blade like this, I mean, if you're a human being and you eat and you live in a home, I guarantee you have knives just like this in your kitchen. They may be shaped differently, they may be a different size, but you use them almost every day to prepare food for yourself. So it's a common, cheap item that's very, very effective. What's cool with these is that I picked up a couple of these. In fact, I have one in every single room in my home, so that anywhere I am, God forbid someone breaks in and I'm home, I'm not too far away from one of these. Okay, now this will buy me a little bit of time to get to one of my firearms in my case. However, if you can't have guns, this might be your only option, but it's good to have. Now, as mentioned before, there's something else with the blade shape here. This hawkbill style blade shape, although it's very, very effective, the one downside it has, which I think could be a good point in this scenario, is it's going to be hard to stab with, okay? If you do a forward thrust, obviously it's more of a blunt tip. It doesn't stab well. Now, of course, you can come in on an angle and stab with that point, which is extremely pointy. So if I came in like this on kind of a slash thrust, yes, I can stab in with that, but it's kind of an unnatural movement, and most of the time when you have a knife and your adrenaline's going and stuff, you're not going to do that movement. Either you're going to completely slash or you're going to forget and you're going to completely stab. But the good part of this is that you're not going to stab the person who is attacking you. Now you might think, well, that's stupid because obviously I want to kill them or get them off me, so stabbing's a great thing. No, stabbing is not necessarily a great thing. First off, you can stab someone, it can get stuck in a bone, you can lose your weapon, they pull away and now it's out of your hand. Most likely people die from stab wounds as opposed to slashes. I'm talking about like not an experienced knife fighter or someone with a lot of medical knowledge. I'm talking about the average person. If they slash someone, they're going to be in a lot of pain, but they're not going to die, unless of course you hit their jugular or something, or a major artery, and they're going to bleed out. But like I said, for the most part, a slash is much less lethal than a stab, okay, but just as effective. If I go to stab someone and it goes, I don't know, right in their gut or something, let's say it misses some organs and it didn't hit anything major, they might have, with this particular knife, I came in at an angle, they might have a wound in their body that's about, ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch wide, right? That's one motion for a small wound. Whereas if you come in with a slash, you can come in from the top right shoulder all the way down to the abdomen and back. And in one motion, you just totally ruin their day, to say the least. So like I said, extremely effective, but also a little bit less lethal. Now, I know again, this seems absolutely ridiculous, but if someone's in your home attacking you, there's still a possibility that you can kill them and go to jail for murder. The law is not perfect, the court system's not perfect, and there are innocent people who rot in jail because of laws that are stupid, or laws that have loopholes in them, okay? It does happen. Even if you have a gun, someone breaks in your home, you kill them, depending on where you are, depending on the situation. You know, in some states, you can kill someone who's in your home, but if you shoot them in the back, now you've committed murder. It's no longer defense. They're trying to flee away from you. These are things that people don't think about or don't even know about. All right, so in certain places in the United States, you can have a gun, but you may not know that if someone breaks into your house, even they can shoot you in the leg, you know, or the arm. And you think, okay, well, I gotta kill this person, they're trying to kill me. And they go to turn and they go to run out the door and you shoot them in the back and you kill them, there's still a possibility you can go to jail for murder. As ridiculous as that sounds, it's just how it is. So I'm not an authority on law, but I do know that there are some stipulations here and there, and it's very, very important for you to know all your laws when you're dealing with any kind of weapons, defense, anything like that. If you're gonna hurt someone, you better make sure that you have the legal right to. So regardless, just want to make a video talking about this. I think it's a pretty cool option. Cheap. You find them everywhere, and they're very effective. Now, I want to specifically mention in the home, I do keep these in every single room in my house. For me, it's to buy time to get to my firearm because I feel it's more effective. But in certain situations, I may not have a choice. I just have to deal with this. But the most important place that I know most of you, if not all of you watching, do not have a weapon to defend yourself is in the crapper, the bathroom. Now, be honest with yourself. Do you have a weapon to defend yourself in the bathroom? I ain't talking about your toothbrush. All right, that's not gonna take anyone down. Think about it. Where are you like the most vulnerable? When you're taking your morning dump before work or school. You're sitting there, half naked, eyes still crusted shut. What if someone busts down your door and you know they intend to rob you and hurt you if they need to? What are you gonna do? You're taking a dump. You're completely vulnerable. You might as well be a little baby in there. But at least now, you can keep it somewhere in the bathroom and somewhere at reach, preferably from the toilet. It's a good idea to make a little cardboard sheath and kind of tape it underneath or in the back of the toilet. Again, just be sure, this may seem like common sense, but some people say common sense isn't so common. If you have little kids in the house or even adults who are immature or irresponsible, please make sure they don't know about these weapons in the house that are kind of hidden around. That obviously can get in some trouble. You don't want anyone innocent to get hurt. But anyway, yeah, just take a cardboard sheath and you know, construct it really easily. Maybe I'll make a video on it. It seems self-explanatory, but perhaps I'll make a separate video on making cardboard sheaths and just kind of tape it up behind the toilet. So you're taking a crap and God forbid some freak, you know, breaks the door down, and at least you can defend yourself. You may be half naked, but you know, tuck your stuff in and keep on swinging. So just an option. Think about it, you know. You don't know where you're going to be if you're attacked. You know, you can't say, well, yeah, I got my gun in the bedroom. That's great if you're in the bedroom. But what if you're, you know, across the hall or upstairs or in a different room? You know, you cannot plan for an attack. You can't plan accidents. All you can do is your best to try to prepare for them. So just an option. I thought it'd be cool just to mention it. I know there's lots of people who have seen these. Maybe it didn't kind of click in your head that, hey, you know, they're cheap enough. Maybe I'll buy a couple and kind of stash them around the house. So I always have a way to defend myself no matter where I am. Again, if you're thinking about maybe stashing one in the car or something, please, you know, look at your local and state laws. Sometimes laws do contradict themselves. Maybe your state says it's okay, but your specific county says no, that's no good. You really got to do a lot of homework and research on that kind of stuff. And it's really, the law is not going to make one bit of a difference of you having it, but that one day, God forbid you have to use the thing, you want to make sure that you have full rights to do so. Because if you don't, that family of that, you know, person who maybe intended harm on you, if they're dead now, that family will sue you. And if you're doing something illegal, they will win. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. I'm going to have that mystery knife review very, very soon. Didn't really have time today for the review. Just want to make this video real quick, even though it's not quick. You know how I roll. I really intended this video to be like 3 or 4 minutes, and now I'm actually late to go somewhere. But whatever. You know, I got lots to say. What can I say? I'm long-winded. But I hope to be back, guys. I hope to be back full on YouTube videos left and right. So anyway, things have been a little crazy around here. You know, the house, the new job, the whole deal. But I'm really looking forward to coming back like full time and just pumping out videos and having fun and interacting with you guys. I'm behind in my messages, and you know, I don't have to explain all that stuff again. But anyway, I really appreciate all the friendships and the communication we have, and just the enjoyment of watching my videos and the enjoyment I have of making them. So we'll keep in touch, and I'll start posting videos regularly pretty soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.